Hi, I'm Laura Leyden, and I'm the state president for the Women's Council of Realtors, Georgia. And I'm happy to introduce this series of interviews with our top strategic partners. This is a great opportunity for you get to learn more about them and what they're doing to serve realtors and our clients now during the COVID-19. I hope that you will enjoy this first interview with Georgia MLS, our Pinnacle partner, with Mike Canova and John Ryan. Here they are.
If you'd like, I'd be glad to jump in. Good morning, Laura. I appreciate you having us on this morning to talk a little bit about Georgia MLS and what we're doing. First, I'd just like to start out and just say how resilient I think that the realtors have been really over the last month and a half with these changes that have really come into place about how properties will be shown, how agents can market their properties, and being able to switch up in these times. What we've seen is that the market is still active. We have seen some decreases in the number of listings and the number of under contracts, but with that being said, we are still seeing new listings coming in. We are seeing under contracts and solds happening. And I think that's a testament to our realtors that are out there that are still working with their clients and making sure these transactions go through. And what Georgia MLS and what we saw here probably about 6 weeks ago, really towards the end of March, was the fact that we had to come up with a decision on how we could best work with our members and take a little bit of the uncertainty out of the market. And the first thing that we decided to do was really just give our brokers some financial relief. We decided to go ahead and waive the monthly office dues for the brokerages from April, May, and June. And, you know, during a time of uncertainty, the one thing that our broker members should not have to worry about is the MLS. Lots of things that they have to kind of push forward through, but that was a decision from our governance and our leadership of being able to go ahead and just provide that certainty of carry on with your business. Let's keep an active real estate market in place and do the best that we can with that and just remove some of the financial concerns. So that was really a governance decision, and to a person, they all agreed that this was a good thing that we should do for our membership. And then secondly, we took a look at some of the policy options that we had. And so Georgia MLS implemented an on-hold policy. And what this allows our members to do is if there is a seller that is concerned about the marketplace and they're not sure exactly where they are in terms of having people come in and show properties and so on, they can actually put their listing on hold with Georgia MLS. And so we allow that up to 28 days. They just contact us and say, we just like a little bit of a moratorium on the listing being active. But what that allows them to do is to keep the listing in the service, but not have it on an active status where they wouldn't have to put it back into an on-market or back on-market status with that. So that was a kind of a policy change that we made. And then a third piece that we did, Laura, we looked at our platform. What platform enhancements can we make that would make this change in the way that agents are showing properties within our service? So we implemented live streaming fields where the members can go ahead and put in, and if they're using, say, Zoom, or if they're using FaceTime or whatever platform they're using, they can put in that URL and then put a date and time of when exactly the listing would be available for that live streaming open house. And the agents can go ahead and search on those properties. So that was a really quick pivot that we made with our vendors to implement those fields and just give the ability to say, hey, look, it's the properties are still able to be shown, but it was a way to search and for other agents in the service to find out how and when these properties would be available. So those were the three big pieces that were with it. And then, of course, trying to move our operations remotely. That was really a monumental task that our internal staff produced, but we've all been working from home going close to 3 weeks now, and the fact that we can still keep our service levels high, that we've been able to maintain all the questions and the activities that go on a daily basis and do that remotely, we have been able to do it. So as you can see from Mike and myself, I'm working remotely. I think, Mike, you may be back in the office, but
I am.
Yeah, so we've been able to go ahead and pivot with that, Laura. So lots have been going on in the background, but the biggest part of it is just to make sure that we facilitate our members to keep an active marketplace in real estate. We didn't want to lose the momentum that we had seen from January going into March. We had seen increases in listings year over year. We had seen increases in under contracts and sold year over year. And to have that shut down at the end of March was really our concern. So those have been our focuses at the governance and also at the employee level on how we could implement these changes.
Yeah, John, to add to that just a little bit, also all shipping from the store items have been free. So we did free shipping, waived the initiation fee, that's gone. Also waived withdrawal fees for COVID-19 withdrawals, concerns there, and did several other different things that have made it more accessible to stay with Georgia MLS and continue to the momentum, as you said, rolling forward.
Yeah.
Oh, also the half price for the appraisers. Cut their fees in half.
Great point, Mike. Absolutely. Can't forget our appraisers. We reduced our appraiser monthly fees by 50%. So that was a we just want to make sure that people understand that we want to take that uncertainty of the MLS away. We want to go ahead and say, carry on, react and pivot to what your clients need, but the MLS is still going to be there for your needs, and doing it in a way that we can take that financial uncertainty away. Good point, Mike.
I just wanted to say that I think it's great that Georgia MLS, all you've done in the last few years to upgrade and innovations and everything, we really appreciate so much your Women's Council of Realtors Pinnacle membership. And would you like to speak a little bit to what Women's Council, your involvement and partnership with us has given to you, and anything else you'd like to add?
Sure.
Yeah, John,
go ahead, Mike.
John, you want to take that one, or do I get that
go
one?
right ahead, Mike. Your passion for WCR is palpable, so go right ahead. Yeah.
Very passionate for the WCR. What they do is absolutely amazing. And Laura, what you're doing right now is incredible too. Being able to keep your members involved, keep them up to date with what's going on. We've added Ditto in Lake Country, which is just something that they're in the Oconee, Lake Oconee area, as well as down in Vidalia, John.
Altamaha Basin.
Okay. Altamaha Basin, yeah. So we continue to move Georgia MLS forward, but to the point of the WCR and the passion there is Georgia MLS appreciates a great customer, and the professional development, all the things that the Realtor organization and the WCR does makes the Realtor organization make the industry in Georgia that much better. I've always said that a rising tide lifts all ships, and the WCR, along with the Realtor organization here in Georgia, and all that they do with the networking, the education, the political involvement or advocacy, all those things really make the WCR and Georgia MLS and the whole industry that much better. And that's why we support WCR, and we're thrilled to death to see the professional development and how the individuals, the ladies grow, to see how you've grown over this last year and how you've accomplished one major hurdle after another. And this COVID-19 was a hurdle I can guarantee you never saw coming. And you've handled it with grace, and really appreciate that.
Well, thank you so much for your support and your involvement with Women's Council of Realtors Georgia. We value you tremendously. And forgot to put my phone on silent. Would you like to say, I didn't formally introduce you and say your positions at Georgia MLS. I don't think I know what your positions are.
Go ahead, Mike, if you'd like to.
Okay, well, I'll start. Mike Canova, Chief Financial Officer, and I always say /janitor because it never ceases to fail at end up doing something else. It's whatever's needed to be done. But been with Georgia MLS for 33 years and just absolutely adore the. I always talk about I have my real family, but even more importantly, or as important, I have my realtor family, and the WCR is a huge part of that, and appreciate y'all very much.
Well, we certainly feel your love, so we appreciate it too. And John, tell us a little bit about your role with Georgia MLS.
You know, Laura, I've played a little bit of everything along the way. I'm actually the chief marketing officer right now with Georgia MLS, going on my 28th year. I've been with the company. So Mike and I, we have been soldiers side by side and passionate about not just our company, but the members that we try to serve and the real estate industry as a whole, whether it's at the national, to the state, to the local. You know, we just don't want to support it. We want to participate in it. And that's, I think, what we really enjoy is the relationship building that we have done over the years. And I can say that the WCR and the relationship that we have built, not just from the leadership, but also the networks and the local side of it, Laura. You know, when we go to the meetings, you can really feel the energy at the WCR. And it's something that really over the last 4 or 5 years, you can just feel the advancement of what is going on with the organization and how much of a role that they have played in, like Mike said, with the professional development and anything that can elevate and bring standards and make our industry look to the consumer like this is why that you need to work with a realtor in a transaction, because nobody has the feeling of the pulse of a community, a neighborhood, the local area than a realtor. And I think that the Women's Council of Realtors, the role that they play in that is it's I'm not going to say second to none because there's a lot of great groups out there, but I'm just going to say that you are at the very pinnacle of exactly what you bring to the real estate industry. So we're really glad to be a part of it. I cannot see why we wouldn't continue to be a Pinnacle Platinum sponsor as we move forward. So yeah, that from the people that we meet and the services that you provide, it's just a win-win for both organizations, I think.
Well, again, we so much appreciate your support and your participation. You certainly do a great job of being a presence at our meetings and at the conventions and all of that. So we really appreciate you. And on that note, I'm going to close and wish you all a wonderful day. To everybody, to Women's Council of Realtors and all the realtors and all the community, I hope that you stay well and that you stay safe. And we will be sending out good vibes and positive vibes for the ending of this situation. Be well, be safe.
Thank you, Laura. Thanks for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Laura.
Sure thing. Bye-bye.